First up today on New to the Street, television, internet, and phone. Now, I'm sure most Americans have at least one of those in their homes. And in a world increasing its appetite for technology more and more every single day, my next guest is moving at the speed of local, as in the local community, serving the very residents where the company is. In New Jersey, Mark Stogdill is Hammer Fiber Optics CEO. Mark, welcome to New to the Street.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now, this being your very first appearance on New to the Street, as I do with every company that comes on, talk to me about Hammer Fiber Optics, how you guys came to fruition from, its infancy to where you guys are now, and the name.
I founded Hammer Fiber in 2014, and it was the culmination of essentially my entire career in telecom. Since I graduated college, my first job in telecom was field surveying, fiber optic cables. I worked for a variety of large telecommunication companies. I did a lot of work with Verizon, but I've never had a telecommunication service that I was ever pleased with. So I got together with a group of kind of like-minded telecommunications professionals. We had an idea, and we said, you know what, we think we can sort of improve upon some of the old model, and we decided to kind of get this thing off the ground. And the name, well, it's a funny story about the name. So in my previous life as a fiber engineer, I had a coworker who used to go out in the field, and telecom's a hard job. You know, you're out there working long hours.
In the elements.
Yeah, in the elements. You're talking about emergency services sometimes. You're talking about late nights.
Irate customers.
Irate customers, which is you see across the board in every single company in vertical. And he would come in and I'd say to him, how'd your day go? And he goes, well, sometimes you're the hammer and sometimes you're the nail. And when we got this together, we said, you know what, we're always going to do this right. We have a plan. We're not going to make compromises, and we're always going to be the hammer.
So wireless fiber is something I think that is revolutionary because it gets rid of the fiber cable. You don't need it. And you guys have the patent to that.
It was really apparent to us that wireless is going to be the future. The next step of this is wireless to the home.
It's not about the home, it's about the devices going out of the home.
There's no substitute for fiber. Fiber is great, it's amazing technology, but its cost is just so extraordinary that we're talking about our technology where there's almost no discernible difference, but we can deliver it at like 6% of the overall cost of a fiber optic build. So not only do these numbers stack, but this is how it's going to go anyway because we get better access. We can go places fiber can't get to. And that's really the linchpin of the whole project. How do we get into the unconnected areas? How do we beef up metro areas that are oversaturated with fiber but still can use more capacity? And we think what we're doing is the perfect fit for that.
There's only two things that matter when people are getting a cable system is how much does it cost? Is it cheaper than what I'm paying now? And is the quality just as good?
Yes, you're going to get a better price. Yes, it's just as good. And as far as the experience, in some ways, it's everything you expect it to be. And in other ways, it's a lot more. So one of the things that we do is we're not trying to put the customer's ability to enjoy their media, enjoy their content in a box. Right? You hear a lot about net neutrality and all this other stuff. We want this to be an open platform. We want this to be easily accessible. We don't cap bandwidth. We allow as much data transferring as you want. We're putting better than market speeds out there. And we want people to really enjoy it. We want people to really use it. And we want to sell it to you at less than you currently pay because at the end of the day, your cable bill is one of the biggest recurring bills you have in a household every month.
Let's talk about the revenue streams with Hammer, how you guys make money. Tell me about the different ways.
So, obviously it's subscription-based. We're looking at, selling our services. One of the things that we're doing is working on,
That was my next question. What is Hammer working on
right
now?
I don't want to cut ahead, but right now we're looking, to sort of grow our customer base, both organically and also by, partnering and acquiring companies that are already in the space that have markets that can really benefit from the advent of our technology coming there.
I just can't get past the wireless fiber because that is a worldwide technological game changer.
We knew the future solution was going to be some type of wireless ecosystem. We didn't know when it was going to come. So we kind of set it as our task to make it happen earlier, to do it ourselves. And we are extremely proud of what our system does. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the focus is on local communities, people that need the service. We have the right tools for it. We're putting together the right partners. We're not going to stop in our own backyard. Our aspirations go really far beyond that, and it's really going to start happening now. So we're at that sort of the beginning of what we see to be a very steep ramp of growth.
So
over the next few years.
if people want to learn more about Hammer Fiber Optics, where do they go?
You can read about the company. Obviously, we're a public company. You can read information about our corporate information at hammercorp.info. You can also check out our services at hammercom.com, and just Google us.
Like everything else, the future seems very, very bright. Mark Stogdill, Hammer Fiber Optics CEO. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
It's our pleasure. Coming up, Solar Integrated Roofing's latest growth through acquisitions. That's next on New to the Street.